Next on PM Edition, pinpointing the nation's stormy spots, we're tracking where the skies will change from serene to severe.
Tracking the tropics. A healthy wave has emerged off the coast of Africa. Learn the chances for development next.
And we're getting closer to the holiday weekend. We've got the forecast that could sizzle or fizzle your plans.
Good evening and welcome everyone. Welcome to PM Edition. I'm Samantha Moore and our second day in HD. Betty, how you feeling about it?
Feeling okay. Always something new going on around here.
You know, you're absolutely right.
Our aim is to present it to you in a new and exciting way as much as we can. And we've got some excitement out there between all the sunshine, a few storms on the map.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those thunderstorms that are popping up right now. Here's where the severe is. In fact, you can see a couple of watch boxes have popped up this afternoon. One throughout parts of northern Minnesota and also one in central Montana. So let's go ahead and begin our severe weather tour here. You can see not a whole lot happening with the one in Minnesota yet, but there are some thunderstorms north of the Canadian border that are poised to move on through. Also throughout parts of central Montana, we'll be on the lookout as well. Now, as we take a look at the northeast, you can see we have some thunderstorms popping up there. And the main reason we've seen these thunderstorms today is we have a lot of cold air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And when you end up seeing that warming at the surface, it causes that air to rise and lift and expand. And we see thunderstorms, and that's what we are seeing right now across parts of the northeast. In fact, north of Boston now, but heading into Concord, we have some stronger cells. And Hartford, you've had your share of thunderstorms throughout this afternoon. Currently, it looks like we have some strong ones moving on into the Hartford area, so you want to be on the lookout for those heavy downpours that are working their way on through. You can see this line of storms is moving to the east right now at around 20 miles per hour. So just get the kids inside and away from any lightning that could be occurring in your area. Here's those western storms moving on in, so you want to be careful if you are traveling throughout parts of Montana in through Wyoming, and especially if you're going to be near the Great Falls area. You can see where the thunderstorms are bubbling up right now just north of Missoula, Montana, and we're going to continue to slide it over here to the west, and you can see we also have some strong storms around the Yakima area in Washington. So here's where we'll see some of those storms bubbling up tonight. And I look at the Four Corners region. This is looking pretty good along just on the southern edge of the Mogollon Rim. We're going to see some of those thunderstorms as well. So let's take a look at where Dr. Greg Forbes has said as our designated red zone tonight, and that is throughout parts of Minnesota where that watch box is in place, also throughout parts of Montana and through Wyoming and Idaho. Tomorrow the red zone expands, sorry to say, from the western Great Lakes stretching over back into the inner Mountain West. We're going to have to keep our eye on that area tomorrow. Now, Betty, take us to Florida.
All right, that's where we will find some storms on the map. We've got a front that has managed to sag all the way down toward the Gulf Coast. Behind it, we've got dry, refreshing air coming in around places like Atlanta. But ahead of it, that moisture coming together, breezes firing up those storms through the day, and we're finding some of that rain coming down here, especially on this eastern side of the peninsula. This is where some of those slow-moving storms have been strong at times, capable of producing some gusty winds and also some hail. So let's check the view here around Miami. The month of June was pretty stormy for us, some 20+ days where we saw rainfall starting off the month of July with some of this rainfall. And for the year, not looking at a deficit here, we're actually talking about a surplus of just over 1.5 inches. So seeing a lot of rain through a lot of the southern part of the state, right on up through central Florida too. Looks like our showers are coming into an end here around Orlando, but as you look there along the Space Coast, still finding some of the rain and storms in that area as well. So abnormally dry for a lot of us here into Florida, but for other areas, we're actually talking extreme drought. That's the case through the upstate of South Carolina, the western Carolinas in general. Need a tropical system really to work in around this area and to help us out where we've got extreme drought conditions. As we check out what's happening through the Atlantic Basin, one thing that has caught our attention here, wave coming off the coast of Africa. Too soon to say if this is going to be anything that brings any type of moisture through the lower 48, but at this point it's a feature we're watching. We'll see if it develops and manages to hang together, but at this point pretty far away, but certainly has caught our attention. Samantha?
On the other end of the spectrum, we're talking about thunderstorms throughout the Midwest as we head into our Wednesday. In a spot we don't want them. Expect some heavy downpours as this frontal system moves through Chicago as we head into our Wednesday. Thursday as well, St. Louis, the Mississippi River, you're going to be seeing your share of rain as this frontal system makes its way to the southeast. And by the time we get to the 4th of July, we'll be seeing Mother Nature's fireworks in Springfield stretching over into Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. And by Saturday, for this holiday weekend, expect plenty of rain throughout the Northeast, back down through the South. Here's what else is coming up.
Raging wildfires across 12 states. We'll head west where above average temperatures and the number of fires force crews to make a difficult choice.
From the travel forecast to the holiday grilling forecast, we're getting you ready for the holiday weekend.
And don't forget about the forecast for the first full week of July. That's at 20 after in the 7-day forecast.